Jackson Heights in Elmhurst, Queens is a neighborhood of working class folks, people who I like to say keep the lights of New York City on. We're the security guards, the cab drivers, the waiters, cashiers, the strongest and most incredible people in the world. I feel so connected to the folks of Queens. Community is love, and to keep each other fed and clothed, and those are the two initiatives I'm involved in. I'm Tahia Islam, I'm 24 years old. I am the founder of Reclaimed Women Vintage, and I'm an organizer of the Jackson Heights Community Fridge. Reclaimed Women Vintage is an online thrift and vintage store. We're also a walking rack, so I do a bunch of pop-ups all over New York City. We sell clothing to reclaim vintage clothing for people of color, for femmes of color. It's for everyone to wear. That's why my pieces are really affordable, they're budget friendly. The sustainability part of it came when I learned about the factory crash in Yorker of Bangladeshi at Rana Plaza in 2013 that killed 1,100 garment workers who are mostly women my age, women way younger than me, who work 16 hours a day, 7 days a week, just extensive labor violations. When I learned about that, I knew that my personal value had to change. For me, that was making sure I always was purchasing secondhand clothing through Etsy and eBay. And what I kept seeing one after another is that it's always still white models. And it was so hard to see myself pictured in these pieces. And I was like, you know what? What if I just start a thrift blog? And then it kind of morphed into a store, and then it morphed into pop-ups. And it's been really incredible. I've always been inspired by textures, bright colors. South Asian clothing is just so vibrant and incredible, and it's just such a deep part of me and my heritage. And I've been in a place where I've been exploring the history of that in my heritage. I'd like to say that it's in my blood to be connected to clothing on like a really visceral level. I like a lot of silks and satins because I think that adds a lot of allure and interest to everyday outfits. But I've been gravitating a lot more towards thrifting basics these days because that's what people end up going to the H&Ms and the Zaras of the world. And I want people to know there are alternatives. I try to provide a mix of basics but also fun prints and textures that inspire me personally. When COVID hit in March, my neighborhood became the epicenter of the crisis in New York City. So I just thought to myself, okay, so what can I do? I kind of repurposed Reclaimed, where 100% of proceeds could go towards COVID relief in the form of feeding healthcare workers, supporting organizers who were running mutual aid networks in Queens and the Bronx. COVID-19 only exacerbated issues of food insecurity already present in our neighborhood. I've met a lot of neighbors who have a lot of people at home that they have to feed, and the Jackson Heights Community Fridge is a completely volunteer-run mutual aid initiative in Jackson Heights, Queens. So it's a refrigerator that is located outside at 80th Street and Northern Boulevard every single day, 24/7, and it's open to the community. It's run by the community for the community. Reclaimed was built from a mission, and I think that's the same with the fridge. It's to fight for working class people and for people of color. It's tied to community, and I think that's what ties the fridge and Reclaimed together. I am so inspired by young people. We are the future. Young people these days are not bogged down by expectations of institutions, whether that be governmental, corporate. We fight against them, and we are politically engaged and socially conscious in a way that I don't think other generations are. The passion and the consciousness that we bring to everything we involve ourselves in is going to change the world.